Live. Okay, so it says I'm live. So let me just pull up the live chat here so I can see it in a better window. Pop out chat. Okay. I'm not expecting lots of people to be here or anything like that. So just let me know how the audio is and stuff like that as we go. And we seem to have, just checking the screens. You know how it is when you're live streaming, you got to check things are working. Of course, my chair is ridiculously not comfortable all of a sudden and creaking. Let me just get in a better position. I think there's something under one of my legs. Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, so yesterday, let me just check the audio is going through okay. Yeah, that looks okay. So yesterday I went out with Catherine. If you've seen images of Catherine before, I've used her in loads of shoots and stuff like that. She's actually my neighbour. So we did kind of a social distance shoot within the 2 kilometre of our normal exercise. And I actually got in all of my steps in the process. So we weren't even, like, we have a 2 kilometre limit, but I don't think even we hit a kilometre from the house. So we are actually just gonna, actually it's funny enough now, she's just after posting a shot of herself tagging me on Instagram. So this is a shoot from yesterday, and so I just wanted something kind of light and airy. Now the original plan was to try and use the sunlight, but there was literally no sunlight. It just clouded over, so we still went out and made the most of it. So as you can see here, we got a fair bit of shots in a few different locations around. So I'm just going to go through these and kind of do a very, very rough kind of edit on it as well, and just pick out some of the stuff so I can get some stuff to go up on social media. So yeah, I'm going to keep, I have to stop it. I keep, all the time I have to figure out a way to stop myself doing that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is use the thumbnails and get them to be 6 wide. You can also use the plus and minus keys. Well, technically it's the plus and equals keys. Let me just make sure the window's actually selected here. And so just going to get it 6 wide. This will be similar to what I did in the previous video, so 6 wide. The reason why I do 6 wide is it gives us an opportunity to select the whole row and then press N for survey. And then we just get rid of the film strip altogether. And then we can see the images here. So I kind of like that one there. So I'll give that a 1. That's not bad either. I'll have to check these for detail and stuff later on, because I actually shot at f1.2, and so it's very, very shallow. So even though it looks okay at this resolution, it might actually be out of focus. So we'll mark those 2 anyway. Press G for the grid, and then we move on again. First one, the next one, and shift click the next one again. So yeah, I like that looking off. I'm not so happy with the hand here, and I think I have to correct that later on, but that's nice as well. Okay, and so literally I'm going to fly through. I'm not too pushed about having huge amounts of selects from these, so I'm going for kind of a less is more. Oh, there's our COVID. No, not really, not really. It's nobody's business, but she actually was tested and is negative. So righty, so just going to keep going through there. Remember to live chat. Okay, well, you know. Hey, yeah, Melbourne. Oh, wow. Must be fairly late in the day there. Anyway, so this is, obviously, you know, I've already said this. This is a shoot from yesterday where I was social distancing within 1 kilometre of my house. We were allowed to go 2 kilometres, but we weren't that far. And I did keep away from her because I kind of need to. So I'm literally just doing the survey view, bringing up 6 at a time, and just basically giving a 1 star initially, because this is kind of the first pass. These are all fairly similar. I think we did the sniff the flowers thing later on and got a better version of it. So yeah, there we go. I think I got her to flip her hair as well at one point as well. But I'm just getting kind of some basic stuff in here initially. So we have our first pass. Oh, didn't select that properly. Oh, did I get that row already? Yeah, no, I did. I can see I've got a 1 star there. I hate when it does that, where it selects 2 rows when you've shift clicked in the wrong place. Righty, so what are you going to go for here? This one here is actually alright. I like that one. This is where I got her to fix her hair. Oh, that is gorgeous. That was not bad, but that one's probably better. So anyway, G for grid again. So it's literally that G, you go on G and then N. And I've said this, I think I've said it before in other videos, but what this does is, because you're only looking at one image at a time sometimes, it's hard to judge it against other images. But when you see images against each other, compared to each other, then it's much easier to say, well, I prefer this one over that one. And that makes things much faster. So, I mean, there's a fair few images in this set. So what we might do is just, oh, I like that. I think, yeah, the looking down look is actually better than the looking up look. Sometimes looking up can look okay. I think I was looking for more interaction with the flowers here. Okay, the softer hands are softer there. And what I'm using then is I'm scrolling with the mouse as well to go down to the next row. Okay, yeah, no, I like that one there. That one. Yeah, I'm kind of being a little bit harsh on these as well, just because, like, I know that I'm not gonna use that many of these, like, you know. The idea is that you get to see a whole shoot as well when you're doing it as well. So yeah, the expression on that was the best of those ones. I have to remember what I'm doing myself sometimes as well. So shift click N, and then we're on to the next set. No, nothing from there. Don't like any of them. I mean, they're not bad or anything, just, you know, I know there's better. Like that one there is better. And the problem sometimes when you're doing with F2 is, yeah, I think I was telling a joke at that stage, and she just, yeah, that's funny. Yep, that one's okay. The face is too hidden in the last one. Oh, quirky. Oh, did it again. Gee. Is just too many to look at. Nah. I mean, the first one's okay, but we have one very similar to it already. Even at that, I know I don't like really any of them. I think we've better than that already. Oh, here we go. So I did this kind of look where I was going for the sniff the flowers. Just a little bit too hidden there. Okay, oh, that one's actually really nice. I like that one there. Like that one there. The hair is a little bit annoying though. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. The hair is off the face there. It looks really nice there. Just cutting the lip too much there. Otherwise, I'd have preferred that one. It's kind of really good to get out, and just even the conversation was good to have, because, you know, like when you're locked in the house the whole time, which I have been for the most part, I've actually been intentionally locked down as such. I'm just going to have a quick check and make sure that the connection here is okay and stuff, like, because I popped out. Excellent connection, it says still. Okay, that's good to see. Oh, wrong program. So I'm running OBS with this as well, and I've actually just started streaming some Minecraft stuff as well. Yeah, I'm going to bring these up even though this is kind of onto a new scene. I did move in closer and stuff like that. So let me see. In again. No, a little too serious in that one. So these were the start, and I noticed that just the light here, see the way the light's on the face, it's only just slightly coming across this cheek, so I was getting it to turn into the light a little bit more. So this is all kind of backlight a little bit, even though it isn't sunny, it's still backlight. So it's an area of a new fence along the edge of the forest where they were rebuilding the path, or maybe, I don't think a car hit it, but there was a lot of stuff being done there. So I think a tree fell and broke it or something like that, because there's a load of logs here. Yeah, like here we go. That's starting to look okay there. These are all very similar. I was probably shooting more than I wanted, so what happens if it turns out that that one's not in focus, I'll go back and I look at the ones each side of it just in case. And so what I was aware of when I was shooting this as well is this tree branch is very close to the head. So you can see that I've turned to get the light a little bit. So see the way the light is on just there, and you got that kind of nice little light. So it's the same as if I set up a softbox to the side. So I'm just emulating that look basically to get, that's called short lighting. So it's a bit of a dramatic light, so that's what I was doing for that. I actually like the looking away shot there a little bit more. even though the tree is kind of in a little bit more of an obscure place, I still like the actual light a little bit better, and the expression, just the look in the way, I think is better. Yeah, I think I've actually done it on these ones here. And missed timing with a car, of course. That one's okay. I think that one there. This is really it, you know, it's just part of the edit. You have, you know, this is the kind of thing you do in every shoot. And the whole point of doing, if you watch Minecraft stuff, a lot of the streams that they're doing, they're kind of grinds. So they're literally people going off and just doing the work. And in this case, this is what you're seeing here. You're not seeing kind of the edited version where everything's magically done. That's looking away, I like that kind of a little bit more. These are all very similar. So I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on this set until I've got a different angle. Oh, actually there we go. I can even see here before I go in that that one's nice. Yeah, focus looks okay. Yeah, so I'm going to give that one. And sometimes I'll do that I won't necessarily look at all 6 of them, because I can see one, oh, I've made her tilt her head there, and that tilt is actually nice. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, and I'm cropping the hand too much. I don't like that. That's my fault. So these were shot with an 85mm equivalent lens, so the 56 f1.2 Fuji. I am a Fuji ex-photographer, so I do use that brand because I like that brand. I was formerly a Canon shooter, and I went to Fuji just based off the fact that I started off, I got an Olympus, an EM5 as a travel camera, and I used it in Iceland and stuff like that. I like the angle here on this one. And what happened was then I just found that I was wrestling with the camera, and that I found that the files were just a little bit on the noisy side. I like the softness in that. I like the seriousness in that. That's too smiley there now. I think we've better than that already. So I decided to go and get, there was a deal on with the X Pro 1 Fuji where I'd seen 1 or 2 files and thought the files looked better, the image quality was better. So I got an X Pro 1 because it was a deal, and you bought the camera with a lens and got a free lens, but it was priced so that you're effectively only buying the lens. So I think it was 900 quid and you got the camera and 2 lenses, and so it's great. But however, the files were gorgeous, but the problem was that the X Pro 1 was ridiculously slow at focusing. Now they did do firmware updates and stuff like that, and lens updates that helped a lot, but to be honest, no, it was just slow. So I kind of given up on Fuji just because of that. But the X-T10 came out then, and I said I would give it a chance. And I gave it a chance, and I really liked it. It was fast, it had solved lots of the problems, so it was really, really good. And so I was happy with that. And what happened was I slowly but surely started to use it on jobs, because it was just like, the jobs didn't need, like it was only 16 megapixels, so it didn't need the 21 megapixels of the Canon 5D Mark III that I had at the time. So I just was using it on jobs, and then the one job I couldn't do was it wasn't good enough to do nightclub work, because it just literally would not focus. Because the problem with mirrorless in dark areas is that you're focusing directly from the sensor, so you know you got kind of crisscross stuff from Fuji and Nikon give this kind of crisscross beam out of their flashes, and that actually that helps you focus, but you can't do that with mirrorless. Mirrorless just needs loads and loads of light basically to focus, so I couldn't use it for those jobs, so I wasn't happy with that. So as you can see, I'm just going through here and I'm literally just following the process, and so pressing the N key and bringing it up, and then just sticking in what I like here. These are slightly overexposed, but that's okay, they're rough files, I can solve that. Actually that's actually really nice. And so like when the X-T10 came up, when my idea was that, you know, I'd gotten a good price on it and that I could sell it and I wouldn't lose loads of money on it. So I basically went for that, and I was happy. So then the XT2 came out, and I bought it the day it came out. And then what I did was I wasn't working the night I got it. So I actually went into the club and shot for about an hour, and not even an hour, half an hour in the club, and just to test it. And the hit rate was at least as good, if not better, than the Canon. And I was using the EF42, is it, or I can't remember what it is. Whatever the old Fuji flashes. I mean, I still have it, and I mean that was not a great flash, but it was still good enough to do that job. You know, I go for one of the happy ones just to have it. Actually, I like that soft one there as well. And so it was perfect. So I literally just stopped using the Canon after that, and that was it. That was it, me doing Fuji. Oh, the hair looks great there. We at the end. I think there's only one or two kind of sets after this. So yeah, we're more than enough to the first pass. So what I'm shooting here is I'm actually kind of using some of the branches to actually shoot through the branches to give out of focus areas in the shot. And I was intentionally trying to avoid the yellow sign from the railway. So I think there's a shot down at the gate of the railway. I like the haziness in that one. Yeah, and like I was shooting pretty fast, and so that's why I'm getting a bunch of blinks in there, because I was literally, if I was getting that, sometimes I would do a count in like a 3, 2, 1, just to let people know that's what's happening. Oh yeah, there was a fence down there as well. I actually think with that it was the very end when I liked on these, so I'm just going to jump down here and see towards the end. There was a train going by as well. So yeah, to fix the hair, I can see what the hair is going on. So oh yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I can totally see that was that set there. So what I might do is I've marked that one, but I'm just going to go and have a look at that. Yeah, it looks okay. I'm going to mark that one as well though. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I know I'm not doing it the same way I did the other ones, but so what. I think now at this stage, I'm just going to grab one, and then they're looking away. Let's have a look at the next row. Yeah, I know. I think this is probably the last set here as well then, so I'm just doing these super quick. Stop you getting super bored when you're watching this as well. But hey, you know, if you want to skip through, skip through. Oh yeah, I like that one. That's cool. I like that one a lot. Oh yeah, and then I went for this look with the hair. Just looking into the hair was gorgeous. Oh yeah, and then I got her to fix the hair a little bit there. So lovely hanging the hair there. Oh yeah, that's lovely with the one and then we're just walking by the horse in the way. I think there's a little electric fence there and the horse at the fence though. Right, okay, so we've done that little first pass really quick there. So now we're going to jump up and hit the filter. Oh, 1 star. There's only 1 stars. I hate the way sometimes you have to do it twice to make it actually go. Based on ratings, that's 73, so that's a fair big chop. So I'm actually just going to do massive chops on these now. So select a whole bunch. Yeah. And just grab these ones. Oh yeah. when you get to the second pass, it's actually super quick anyway. So just going to bring up all of these ones because they're similar. I mean, yeah, just like I know already from seeing them that. So yeah, the nose is getting caught there. So oh yeah. So I'm just bringing up the sets that basically so I can kind of narrow it down in the set. I love that little tilt actually, you know. I like that looking away and looking towards me in those ones. And I kind of like that because it's setting the scene. So as you can see, we're flying through these. So that first pass is always the hard one. So I kind of use this two looks. So much my favorite from the top row. Probably the first one actually. These are just subjective things as well. You know, this is what I like. These are all very similar. I like the expression in that one slightly better. They're like micro expression changes there. Oh, too many selected there, but I think it's the middle one on this one. I think there's going to be more than one or two of these because these are actually a nice set. I do like that one. It's hazy from where it's going through the branches, but it's gorgeous. We'll go for the big smile. That's one there. It's cool. That's nice there as well. I like that one, despite this sign. Yeah, I think that's us. Yeah, I think that one's got a better expression. So I actually think the looking away one is way more fashioning, so I'm going to go for that one. Oh no, that one's not bad either. Righty, I hear my son mooching inside, which means he may suddenly arrive in. He marked that as a 2 anyway. That's more just so she can have that. And what do we like here? Oh, actually I love the mood in that one there. And yeah, we go for that one. And then we just grabbed for 2, and we were at 73, and now we're down to 29. So that was pretty good going. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide what would I like to go out fairly shortly. And you know, I actually really I love the mood in these ones here. So what I might do is I might go for this one here. Okay, and I don't need to do too much on these because they're just going to social media. So I don't even need to go and do the whole edit. But what I will do is I'm going to bring up a plugin that I've been writing about called Skin Tone Adjust. Okay, and what it does is it basically just lets you do stuff with skin tones, and it's cool. So you can like saturate the image. Okay, that's not actually working properly there at the moment because it's not doing anything for some reason. And let's try it again. It's definitely working. I may need to do a restart or something like that though. I was using it yesterday, so I mean I know it's working. Or yesterday, no, Monday. Yeah, there it's working now. Okay, so what it does is it brings up saturation, but at the same time as well, actually let me click cancel there for a second. The cancel just goes back to where it was. Okay, so we'll jump back out again. And it's Control T on Mac, but there's no shortcut on Windows. Now, you can see that if you push saturation, it's pulling the saturation on skin tone colors. Right, okay, so you can make it a little bit paler or tanner as well. You can see that happening there. And then you can have the skins go between orange and red, so depending on what you want. Now, so I think it's actually saturating too much as part of the problem there. Okay, go paler. And the other thing I want to do here actually is I'm going to come up here and that's like plus 39 on the tint, which is way too much because I was trying to compensate for all this green around it. So that's closer to a natural skin tone. And then I will bump up the warmth as well, because it was cloudy, like it wasn't sunny, so that's more like the feel of what was there at the time. And so getting it ready for social media, I'm going to crop to 5x4. I mean, 5x4 looks better anyway. I'm going to center it slightly. I'm going to have it so that the eye is close to the middle. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit as well. Okay. So yeah, I like that. I like what's going on there. So next, I'm going to come up here and start working on my tone curve. So I am going to just put a little spot there to hold. And I'm going to kind of do the fade, because I love that faded look in this as well. Maybe just add a little bit more contrast in the rest of it though. Yeah. I could do some of the color changes in that tone curve, but I'm not. I'm going to jump down to split toning here for a second. And we're going to go for that kind of standard kind of teal and orange, ever so subtly kind of. Yep, teal and orange it is. Although that's, yeah, let's see now. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull the vibrance a little bit as well. And add a little bit of grain. Even just the default grain should be okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in with the brush tool, and I'm going to go for a bit of a dodge, as they say. I've been using my mouse for this now, so I just got to find me pen. Here we go. There's a mess on the desk. Let's not pretend that it's on the other way. Ooh. Actually, you know what? That's probably too much. 0.15 we'll try first. If we need to bring it up, we will. So I'm just going to, and I'm going to lighten the eyes a little bit. Yeah, let's zoom in a bit because I'm not actually seeing that properly. Yeah, no, I need more. Maybe I should have left it at 0.25, but then again, you know, sometimes until you start, you just don't know. And that's the inside, so I'm just going to do this part as well. Oh, let's not be moving that now. I wish there was a way to lock them. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So new. So now what I'm going to do is, come on, new. Double click, and I'm going to go for the soften skin light. I'm just going to do that over the skin here to try and just give it a little bit of skin softening. It's kind of a nice natural skin softening, so I like that a bit. And it's way better than the original skin softener, which just used clarity, and it was not good. Really wasn't good. So I like what that's doing there. Cool. Click new again, and this time I'm going to go for a bit of a burn. That's going to be too much. So I'm dropping it down, and this is just to kind of just enhance the cheekbones a little bit, so a little bit darken the cheekbones a little bit there. And then under the chin, and even the neck, just have it recess a bit. And also just the size of the eyes here a little bit as well, so that's what I'm doing. Now obviously I've got my concentration voice on there when I'm doing this stuff. So yeah, we can see where we've done the work. Okay, and if I press the Y key, and we can see kind of a before and after. And if we zoom in as well, I'll be able to drag across. It's going to let me zoom in. Alright, so you can see the difference in the face as well, so those things have made a difference. And then Y to get rid of it again. So I'm like what's going on there. I think it needs a vignette though. And because she's off center, I'm actually going to go and use the radial tool for it as well. Oh, that didn't drag properly. And just bring it down a bit. And bring up the feather so that it's a little bit more subtle, and then make it a little bit wider. I'm just going to press the O key to see what's going on. Yeah, so this needs to come up towards the face a bit more. Okay, so there we go. Do the Y again, but this time press T for toolbar so we can see what's going on. Oh, we need to come out of the radial tool first now, so or side by side might be better. Oh no, we don't want to split actually, we want side by side. Yeah, that definitely works way better. Okay, so that one's ready to go. Yeah, so that's like pretty much what I'm going to do for the rest of these, but I'm also going to give that a 6. Just letting me know that I've worked on that one and that one's kind of ready to go. So I don't even need to do a whole lot with this one, to be honest with you. I'm just going to see what ASTI looks like, because soft can actually work really well for some of these. Yeah, no, I like that. I'm going to pull some of the highlights down as well, because the sky is obviously going to be pulling loads of attention. I mean, I'd say the sky is pretty much gone anyway. No, there's a bit there, so I could actually pull the whites down. So there's still detail in the sky, it's just bright. Okay, I like the colour tone on that as well. See, it hasn't gone to compensate for the green quite as much, so it looks nicer. And it's already pretty warm, which it's like, that's what like, I mean, the light was warm. It was cloudy, but it was still kind of warm light because it was heading towards sunset. So, and the idea was to go out and do a sunset shot, but you know, I mean, even today outside is cloudy, so there wouldn't be any hope of it working today either. So, I'm going to go for that crop again that we talked about. Oh, actually, you know, that cropped even better than I thought it was going to. I might just do that so she's not quite centered. So if it's a little bit more balanced. And there's another thing that I think that's happening is that I think it's just falling a little bit to the side. So, okay, that's better. Might even need a bit more. That's actually from the gate itself. The gate itself is not kind of straight. Normally, like, and you go away, you see them going away at an angle like that as well. So that's some of what gives you that aspect. And the fact that these lines are curved as well means that, you know, your perception of what's actually straight in it is a bit warped. I don't think I need to do much with this one, to be honest with you. I think I'm just going to go in and do that skin again and just add kind of some kind of, like, I'm not even going to color tone it that much. But I will go in and do the soften skin. Oh, other one. Soften skin light, which is the new one that uses texture. The actual texture slider, which adds texture, was actually designed as a negative texture slider originally, specifically for doing skin. It was, the engineer on it was a guy called Max Wendt, and Max actually did a lot of the book stuff, and the text stuff in book would have been his baby. But now he's moved on to doing other stuff, specifically because he's a photographer himself and does portraiture, and he wanted the tools within Lightroom to do this. And as we can see, if we turn this on and off, I mean, even though we've only done a small bit, it does make a difference. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, don't be afraid to do hands and stuff like that as well. Just because it's not the face doesn't mean that you don't apply a little bit to that as well. So, okay, yeah. I mean, even the eyes look good in it already. I don't think I need to do that more there. But what I will do is do a little bit of that color toning. What I could do is I could just copy those from the other image I did. So let's just do that for similarity. And see, copy. So I'm going to copy the color tone, check none for a start, and I'm going to copy the where are we at? The grain, the vignette, which I might need to move, and the split toning. There we go. Oh yeah, and we'll undo the tone curve as well, actually. Yeah. So copy those. And this is our edit, and then Shift, Command or Control V to paste settings. Yeah, oh, I like that. Now we just need to go and have a look at this radial filter. Where is the radial filter? Okay, I'm not seeing it. Okay. Maybe I didn't turn it on. Oh yeah, no, I didn't turn it on because I did post-crop vignetting, not Radial Filter. Silly boy. So click new for that and drag that up here. And exposure down. Yeah, no, I just think I need to lighten the image now to compensate that. Because I love that light airy feel we had earlier. Cool. Yeah, I do. I like that. Okay. So again, I'm going to hit a 6 to mark that as done. So yeah, this is the kind of grindy bit, and you know, you're just doing it to select images and stuff like that. You know, you don't have to spend hours retouching every single image. You know, it does not need it, and these images do not need them. And shift command, I'm just going to paste those settings that we already have onto this one. And D for develop again, and what we need to do is we need to brighten this one because it was shot a little bit darker. Pull the highlights down as well. And this one needs to be a bit warmer. Again, this was shot in the shade, so warm it up a bit and then pull this down because obviously it's trying to compensate for the green grass. A little tip, if you want to change the color of the grass, you can do that. So you come into hue, and then like grass tends to look quite yellow in shots, but if you want it, you can actually make it green or just do that, and it makes a massive difference. But you know what? In this case, the warmth actually looks better with the shot because it sits with the skin. It's nearly too cool over there. I was actually going to put it the other way, but showing you that towards the yellow actually looks nicer here. There are blues in the image, so we can actually change the blues a little bit if we wanted. I don't think I will though, because that makes it look purple, so that's not good. And again, with this, it's already set up on that preset, so because we changed it after we set it, and so what that does is when you change any of the adjustment tools after you've started to work on it, it doesn't remember those settings the next time you go to use the tool. It remembers the tool at the settings that you started with. Cool, happy with that. Now the one thing I didn't copy across, did I? No, I did do grain. Yeah, so I'm just going to put a little bit more on this one. I think it needs it. And again, hit a 6 to mark that so that if I filter, I can find the finished ones really quickly. There's a few more in there that are nice, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of done for now. I have done enough, I think, for now. And this was just about getting some of this stuff done. I will probably post some of these to social media later on. Oh yeah, one thing you can see going on here is, see where you got these dots going on? When you add grain to an image, it does add highlights. So because it's adding white and dark to give you that grainy effect, it can actually overexpose areas of your image. Just to be aware of that. It's fine in this case. The sky doesn't need to have detail. So folks, thanks for those who did pop in and watch, however few they were. And hopefully this is going to be useful to some people later on. So thank you very much for taking a bit of time to pop in. Bye.